By the end of the video, this is how your scenes should look like. We would be able to run the entire camera movement, and we would also be able to aim, sort of the aim for camera. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do into this video. Alright, so first up we have this great scene, link in the description, with a great character model from Sketchfab and rigged using Mixamo. By the way, just so you know, if you want to learn more about getting humanoid models from Sketchfab or any other source into Mixamo and then into Unity, click on the card. Okay, so first up, here's our model. We're gonna have to change its rig. Now currently, as you can see, there is nothing attached to the game object. We have to switch this to humanoid. Create from this model. Remember, this needs to be create from this model, and then just click on apply. What we are currently doing is just creating an avatar so that we can use it later. This is how your avatar should look like. And yeah, into Mixamo, we have a cool idle animation, and we can just download it without skin. FBX for Unity, and just click on download and drag it, drop it into our scene. Okay, for this we have to change this to humanoid as well, but this time we are gonna copy from other avatar because we already have one avatar. So we're gonna select that one, and there we go. Click on apply, and for the animations we are gonna do a few things. Loop time, and we are gonna bake everything into the animation itself, into the pose itself. The reason, because we don't want any root motion. So here we go. Speaking of root motion, make sure you turn this off, because, well, we don't want any root motion. It basically means motion from the animation itself, which we don't want. Okay, so now here's the thing. We can literally just drag and drop the idle animation into our character, and it will create an animator component by itself. Select this, and there we go. We have an idle animation in Unity. Pretty cool. Okay, next up we're gonna need a walk animation, so we're gonna do the same thing for this one. Download and drag and drop this into Unity again. We're gonna do the same thing again. Go to rig, humanoid, copy from other avatar, our created avatar, apply, animations, loop time, and bake into pose. Click on apply. Alright, just like that, we now have two animations, one for idle and one for walking, and we can just drag and drop the walking animation now, and there we go. Now we have a walk animation in Unity. Cool. Okay, it's time to do some programming. Let's create a new folder called scripts and create our first movement script and open it up in Visual Studio. Now here's the thing, I am gonna do all the programming, and if you want, you can just go ahead and copy the entire programming from the script that's in the GitHub, link in the description, but I would highly suggest you will just look into this. So the most important line here is calculating the target angle. The a10to method simply gives the angle between the point we provide, which here is direction.x and direction.z, and the x-axis. Yeah, here you can see it. So it simply returns an angle in radians, and here is how we convert radians to more readable format, that is degrees. Or we can just use the rad to degree method, so Unity does it on its own. And then lastly, we just add the camera.eulerangles.y, so player's movements are relative to camera's rotation. Like when we press up, player will move up in the direction of camera and not the character itself. So yeah, that's about it. Let's head back to Unity. Alright, let's change these few values, and make sure to add a character controller to the game object. And let's just change these, and here we go. So yeah, our player is now moving. When we press shift, it moves fast, and yeah, it works well. Let's make another script, call it camera controller or camera, whatever you want to call it, and open up in Visual Studio. Now the script we are gonna make will follow the character as well as allow aiming. So yeah, this is the code which will make the camera orbit around the player, smoothly transition between aiming setup and normal setup, and have custom offsets like side shift, down shift, and forward shift. So what we do here seems pretty complicated, but is kind of simple. So first we determine the mode depending on the aiming boolean, and set the target values accordingly for aiming or normal mode. And then we just rotate the camera around the player using the quaternion.euler to calculate the correct rotation, taking the target pitch and target yaw, which are just mouse inputs. So yeah, on the end of the day, we are just rotating the camera around the player and then just positioning it accordingly, whether like we are aiming or not. So yeah, that's about it. Let's head back to Unity. Alright, so let's drag and drop our script into camera position, sorry, into the camera game object, and let's assign all the components like the target, the offsets, the distances, and everything we're gonna need. So yeah, I'm gonna keeping these values. Again, you might need to change these accordingly, but yeah, these are the values that I'm gonna keep. Currently it seems like our camera is a little bit up than it should be. So yeah, we're gonna have to change that. Uh, and if we turn on aiming, you can see yeah, it's still a little bit up, but yeah, you can see that we can aim if I just press Ctrl Z and Ctrl Y. Yeah, so yeah, things looks good, everything's working, and of course we can change the offset accordingly. So yeah, let me just change the values a little bit. And yeah, now it looks really good. We can aim, and again it's an shoulder aim. So yeah, we have changed these values. We can like change everything. So yeah, this looks good, like a proper camera movement. Let's head back into our movement code. So we're gonna have to do a couple of changes here. So yeah, let me just do that and get back to you. So the thing we added is that now the transition between speed, that is idle, walk, and sprint speed, is smooth, as well as now we have an animator component, and we can define a speed variable, a smooth animation float. So yeah, that's about it. Let's head back to Unity. Let's select our character and create a new parameter here. Remember the layers and parameter. So yeah, let's create a new parameter, float, called speed. Remember, this needs to be the same as the one we have defined inside the script. Let's drag and drop our animator. Remember to change these variables. Okay, so just look at the speed variable there. Yeah, when we're moving, you can see it's changing values and it's doing it smoothly. So yeah, currently we're walking. And if we sprint, you can see that the speed variable goes to 4. So yeah, it's working well. So we already have the idle and walk animation. Let's head to mixer mode to get the sprint animation. And we'll do the same thing that we did with idle and walk. Simply just download it without skin, FBX for Unity. And there it is. There is our sprint animation. We'll do the same thing. Rig, copy from other avatar. Humanoid, copy from other avatar. Select the avatar. And remember, it's our character one, and let's click on apply, animations, loop time, bake on pulse, original, bake into animation, all of that stuff. Click on apply. So yeah, there we go. Now here's the thing, we have this animator and we're gonna go ahead and create a new blend tree, because well, we're gonna do all the idle, walking and running animation or sprinting animation using a single float. So yeah, let's open the blend tree. Again, if you want to know more about blend tree, click on the card. We are gonna create 3 different motions for idle, walk, and run. So yeah, we can just drag and drop the animations. Alright, there we go. Uncheck automatic threshold and change the threshold to the speed that we have, like the walk and run speed. So it's 2 and 4, so we are gonna do the same, 2 and 4 for the run and 2 for the walk. There we go. Do the blend tree as our default animation. And let's click on play. So let's walk, and yes, as you can see, we can now walk. Pretty cool. And we can run as well. Also, of course, it's off, so yeah, we're gonna have to change this to some value, and we have to do the same to the blend tree as well. Change this to that value as well. And we can walk and we can run. Great. Okay, the last thing that we need to do is just add some gravity to the player so that now the player will actually, stick to the ground, and make sure that you have already added a box collider or some sort of collider to the ground, so that, yeah, the player won't just falls down. And there we go. We now have some gravity applied. It's again pretty simple, just a grounded variable, and then you can just apply some gravity to it. And change the camera movement from update to late update. It is pretty important because late update basically ensures that the camera movement is called after the player has moved, if that makes any sense. So yeah, let's change the gravity value and click on play. And yeah, now you'll see that the player is actually like stuck to the ground, like it's not floating above ground. So yeah, everything looks just a bit more natural. So yeah, that was the part 1 of character controller third person shooter. Yeah, we're gonna do the same in I'm gonna make a part 2 where we actually do the shooting part of the third person shooter, and we complete the aiming part as well. So yeah, that is just about it. That's all for now. See ya, peace out.